No one told me that these 5 tiny habits would make me smell like mothballs after 70. Until I realized I'd been doing them for decades. And I wasn't the only one. It wasn't until I moved into my own place at 65, fresh out of a long, exhausting marriage, that I started noticing the little things. The way my sweater carried a faint mustiness, the scent of my pillow, even how friends gently stepped back during hugs. I thought it was just getting older. Turns out I was carrying habits that no longer served me, and they were affecting how I felt and smelled. Today, I'm going to share the 5 daily habits that can sneak up on us after 70 and make us smell, well, less than fresh. Number 3 even surprised my doctor, and I guarantee you're doing at least one of these without realizing it. But this isn't about shame. It's not about judgment. It's about feeling fresh, confident, and totally in control of your body again. Habit number 1, neglecting fabric hygiene. You ever notice how certain smells just linger in a room, like a faded memory tucked into the corners of a sweater? Our clothes, our bed sheets, they carry more than just comfort. They carry time, years of it. And unfortunately, sometimes they carry a scent that whispers old, even when we're feeling new. I used to think it was just age, that getting older meant smelling like mothballs or a dusty attic was part of the deal. But then one day, I'll never forget it, my daughter came over. She stepped inside, hugged me, paused, and asked, "Mom, why does it smell like Grandma's closet in here?" Oof, that one hit. Has anyone ever said something like that to you? Not with bad intentions, but with that honest tone only someone close can get away with? That question sent me on a little mission. Because here's the thing, it's not us, it's what we're surrounded by. Our environment is quietly collecting things. Skin cells, sweat, perfume residue, old detergent, humidity. And guess where it all settles? In the fabrics closest to us. Our pillows, our chairs, our cardigans. Let me ask you, when was the last time you deep cleaned your curtains? Or washed your winter coat? No shame here. Sometimes I'd go months, even years, without thinking about it. And those scented dryer sheets? They can mask odors for a while. But eventually, even those fade and leave behind a weird mix of lavender and old basement. Here's what helped me shift. I started using white vinegar in my laundry, just half a cup in the rinse cycle. It neutralizes odors without that overpowering floral smell. And baking soda? That's now a staple in my linen wash days. I sprinkle it right into the drum with the detergent, especially for towels and bedding. Try it, it works wonders. And frequency? Oh, I used to think once a month for sheets was fine. But now, I wash them weekly, even if it's just me in the bed. That's not extra. It's care. It's reclaiming freshness. It's saying I deserve to feel good when I slip into bed. I also started rotating my clothes more. You know that one sweater we all love, the one that fits just right and lives on the back of the chair? It needs a break. It needs to breathe and be washed just like we do. Let's do a little check-in together. What's one fabric item in your home that hasn't been washed in a while? Your favorite scarf? The seat cushion you sit on every morning for coffee? Think of it. Got it? Good. That's your first mission. Give it some love. And before you say, "It's too much effort," listen, we're not trying to impress anyone. We're doing this for us, for our comfort, our pride, our freshness, because we're not dirty. We're just carrying decades of life in our linens. That's a beautiful thing, but it's okay to let some of that go, too. We're turning the page, one clean sweater at a time. Habit number 2, dehydration. You ever wonder why some days, even after a shower, you still feel a little off? Like your body isn't quite refreshed no matter how much you scrub? Here's something most people don't talk about. Body odor gets worse when you're dehydrated. Seriously. Not just your skin, not just your mouth, your entire body needs water to flush out waste. And when it doesn't have enough, it tries to push toxins out other ways. You guessed it, through your sweat. And that smell? It's stronger, sharper, and clingier when you're running on empty. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a time probably in my late 60s when I thought I was hydrating just fine. But here's the catch, all I drank all day was coffee in the morning, then black tea through the afternoon, and maybe a glass of wine with dinner. I thought, hey, it's liquid, isn't it? But then I started waking up with a dry mouth. My lips cracked more. My breath? Not the best. Even my skin felt dull. And when I leaned in for a hug with a friend, I noticed something. I didn't feel fresh. Not like I used to. That was a wake-up call. You might be nodding right now thinking, yeah, I drink tea all day too. It's comforting, I know. But tea and coffee actually dehydrate us. They pull water from our systems. And when you're over 60, your thirst signals dull down. You don't always feel thirsty, even when you desperately need hydration. So what can we do? Let's make it doable. First, flavored water infusions. I started tossing a few slices of cucumber and mint in a pitcher, or lemon and strawberries. Feels fancy, but it's easy, and I want to drink it because it tastes good. Second, set reminders. If you have a smartphone or a little kitchen timer, set it to go off every 2 hours. When it rings, that's your cue. A glass of water. It doesn't have to be a huge bottle, just a simple glass. You'd be amazed how quickly your energy, breath, and even your scent will improve. And third, this one's important, watch how your skin responds. After just a week of consistent hydration, I noticed my skin wasn't as papery. My underarms even smelled less intense. That's not coincidence. That's your body saying thank you. So let me ask you, how much water have you had today? Be honest. If the answer is not enough, it's okay. Today's a new start. It's never too late to treat your body like it matters. Habit number 3, overusing perfume. You know the funny thing about scent? We try so hard to hide it, to cover it up, to pretend it's not there, and sometimes we just end up making it worse. I used to be the queen of body sprays. You name it, lavender, rose, baby powder, jasmine, I had it. I'd spritz before leaving the house, before bed, even just to walk to the mailbox. I thought, well, if I smell like flowers, I must be fresh. But then one day, this still stings, a woman at church leaned over during a hug and said, "You remind me of my aunt's funeral parlor." Ouch. Not a garden or a fresh bouquet. A funeral parlor. That comment stuck with me. And not just because it hurt, it made me start asking, what am I really trying to cover up? Was it sweat? Was it insecurity? Was it just habit? See, there's a big difference between masking a smell and actually neutralizing it. Most of us, especially growing up in the days of powder puffs and perfume clouds, were taught to add more to smell better. But what actually works? It's subtle. It's strategic. Let me share a few things I learned that changed everything. First, less really is more. A dab of a light oil-based fragrance on your pulse points, your wrists, your collarbone, behind the ears is all you need. No need to spray a fog around yourself like bug spray. Second, layering works wonders. Instead of one strong perfume, I started using a lightly scented body wash, then an unscented lotion, and finally just a touch of fragrance. It's like music, it needs a rhythm, not just noise. And third, know your scent. Some florals can turn musty on mature skin. I didn't know that. I found that fresh citrus, clean musks, or soft herbal blends like sage or basil work better. They lift. They don't linger like a cloud, they whisper. So here's what I want you to ask yourself right now. Am I trying to cover who I am or express it? Because there's a difference. You don't need to drown yourself in anything. You don't need to hide. You've lived. You've grown. And your natural self, your presence, is more than enough. Sometimes the most refreshing scent is simply you, clean, calm, and confident. Habit number 4, ignoring skin folds. Under the breasts, under the belly, between the thighs, and yes, even the booty cheeks. The secret spots. The tucked away places. The out of sight, out of mind zones. As we age, our bodies change shape. Gravity does its thing, skin softens, and suddenly we have folds where we didn't before. That's normal. That's life. But here's what most people won't say. When we ignore those areas, they let us know. Ever catch a whiff and think, where's that coming from? or feel itchy, sticky, or just not right? I didn't understand it myself until one summer. After gardening all morning, I sat down and thought, what on earth is that smell? Turns out it wasn't dirt. It was me. Moisture had built up under my bra line. It was trapped, warm, and the perfect recipe for bacteria. And bacteria, they throw a party down there and they stink. Here's the truth. These areas are prone to odor, irritation, and even infections like intertrigo. But the good news? A little attention goes a long way. So here's what works. After your shower, don't just pat dry, lift and dry. Use a soft towel or even a hairdryer on the cool setting. Yes, really. If you sweat, try using a gentle talc-free powder or cornstarch-based body powder. Some even come with light herbal scents that help keep you feeling fresh. Wear breathable, loose-fitting cotton clothes when you can. Tight polyester traps heat and heat breeds sweat. Sweat breeds odor. It's a chain reaction. And this one's a gem I learned from a dermatologist, barrier creams. These can prevent chafing and reduce the risk of moisture-related rashes. Look for zinc oxide or calamine-based options. They soothe and protect. You might be tempted to feel embarrassed about this stuff. Don't. Not for 1 second. You've carried children in that belly. You've held stress and strength in those shoulders. You've lived in that body, and every fold and curve tells your story. So why not love it fully? Care for it gently? You deserve to feel fresh, comfortable, and beautiful in your skin. Not just the parts people see, but all of it. That's real self-love. Habit number 5, poor oral hygiene. But let's be honest, it can affect how we feel about ourselves. How close we let people get. How confidently we speak, smile, or share a secret over tea. I remember a stretch of time after my retirement when I didn't talk much. Not out of sadness, but I just kept to myself. And when I did go out, I find myself backing away during conversations or keeping my mouth covered when I laughed. Not because I didn't want to connect, but because I was self-conscious about my breath. It wasn't until a kind hygienist, bless her, gently told me there's more buildup than you think. And a few changes could make a big difference. That day was a turning point. See, as we age, dry mouth becomes more common. Certain medications, less water intake, and even breathing through the mouth at night can reduce saliva. And saliva is what helps wash away odor-causing bacteria. Without it, things get funky. Here's what helped me and might help you too: floss. Yes, every day. Not just for food, but for plaque between the teeth that causes odors. Tongue scraping. I didn't even know this was a thing until my 60s. But oh my goodness, game changer. Just a few gentle scrapes each morning and poof, no more morning breath fog. Stay hydrated. Water keeps your mouth moist, your digestion moving, and your breath fresher. It's simple and powerful. And go to the dentist even if it's been a while. No shame. They've seen it all. And trust me, nothing feels better than that just cleaned feeling when you walk out of a checkup. Here's the truth that doesn't get said enough. Your smile still matters. Your words still carry weight. And your breath? It's not just about scent. It's about showing up with confidence and knowing your presence is worth sharing. The mouth is more than a tool. It's the door to the soul, to laughter, to wisdom, and yes, to fresh starts. What's one thing you changed after 60? Something small, big, or unexpected that made a real difference in how you feel, how you live, or even how you smell. Maybe you started walking more. Maybe you ditched the heavy perfume. Maybe you finally bought those bamboo sheets. Or maybe you just learned to love yourself a little more, day by day. I'd love to hear your story. Truly. Subscribe and like. Drop it in the comments. I read everyone. And if something in this video made you smile, nod, or feel seen, pass it on to another late bloomer who needs a little reminder. It's never too late to start fresh.